What is going on, Roland Empire here, guys? To give you a video, I wanted to do a bit of a television review again. I had the opportunity to see Bates Motel season by season, and how it's looking, how it's really looking. I might do this, but we'll see. I got through season one. It's interesting because when I wanted to watch this originally and heard that what they're going to be doing, I wanted to check it out. I got to maybe at the mid part of the season, and I said, man, I can't believe I took this long to revisit it. I was like, I need to check it out. So I went back, saw season one, and finally completed it. And then that, knowing how it is, okay, so it's the Psycho universe that we know from Psycho and all, but it's more modern day with this Bates Motel story. The Bates Motel story is gonna offer that kind of stuff. I'm like, that's why I'm curious. I was like, is this just a straight up prequel? What's the deal? But it kind of feels no. It's relevant to connecting it to the film, but it's also like its own sequel reboot kind of thing. So that's right. So I wanted to see, and Bria Farmiga, one of my favorite actresses for many reasons, and Freddie Highmore, really a really good actor. He has his work here and there, but you know it's interesting that he doesn't get too much many roles. He really does deserve them. He's a capable actor at the very least, what he has, and he proves it with this. And that's really, and there's many things like that. I was like, okay, let me check this out. And again, like seeing it again, I remember certain things that I left off, but it's nice to catch up again. And it was a really it was an interesting season. I really did like it. Really, what works really is the best is again Norma and Norman Bates' chemistry. Okay, seeing them going through like how everything starts to unravel a bit, and just and realizing what at least what is the Bates, whatever is the Bates residence, having a background where like this is where it kind of like it has its own, this is its own ground like that, like the background with like Norma having this abusive husband who is Norman's father, and then having them be like, we need to move, make our own ground and have this hotel, and that's why, and like, and it doesn't feed you from the start. You start getting unraveled. The unraveling is what goes on, and it's just interesting to see then what it leads up, and then realizing more what like Norman truly responsible for. It's like you start seeing glimpses. This is the man he's gonna become, and that's all like juicy kind of tidbits that you see here and there. But really, their chemistry, and like realizing like how psychotic, but not psychotic, how lovable the relationship is. You feel the essence of what the movie was now with the show. What the movie had sold of like what could have been what it was, the show definitely delivers. I think it definitely delivers in that kind of chemistry. And it's enjoyable, and it's a nice looking, it almost looks like a film, but it's a TV series. And what I really am sold so much is the pacing. These are like 40-ish minutes, and I could go through episode. Sometimes with shows, I need to take breaks here and there. With this one, I wanted to go through it like almost like a movie. Like that's why it reminds me of a movie, like something of a film. And the pacing really is well. I think because I really like I say, the atmosphere and the environment. It's really chilling. It's really chilling, and it does capture, like I said, the Bates like feel. The Bates feel really was there. And again, I guess because their chemistry is really good, I like their performances. They're almost like they're likable, they're not likable, they're likable, they bounce back and forth. But you understand why they have this tension, why there's so much tension. You get the drama, you get the whole why are they so dramatic? Why is there so much drama? But then you understand this is kind of very psychological, and the psychological really is heavy, it's really strong. It really is a strong point to this. And then, you have other stuff here that are added, like there's a brother, like a brother that's into it, and it's interesting. I don't know if it was done on purpose, but you can tell like his character doesn't stand as much as the others because the other two have the quips that they are. But the brother holds enough where the plots of his are not as interesting, but it's also a nice way to bring groundedness. You need groundedness. You need someone to kind of contain these people, and I appreciate what was that responsibility for that character. And you get other side characters here, like you get Norman's friend, and then all these people he runs into school, and they're all nice. It's nice little tidbits, especially his friend. His friend does a great job. That's another character that truly belongs in this cast. Just brings again another kind of like humbleness, like a groundedness. It's just definitely a sincereness to the show. But really what centers is really those two characters, and seeing how it just tackles, and then realizing what they get themselves into, and then like who are these people that are mysteriously coming through the hotel, and what do they need to owe, and should they trust people? And you might think like the end of the season is a bit anticlimactic. You think something was gonna go more, but in the sense of what this is, it fits. It really fits with what this is, and like realizing should they trust this officer? And I was like, I'm actually on board that they trusted the officer, at least at this time being. So it was nice, and seeing them like, it's nice because both characters definitely are, they're funny, and then they're really intense, and not a lot of that kind of like that tonality works for a lot of things. You might think that was very drawn, but they do a nice way to like keep turning the whole thing, and it's just a nice blend. Like, this show is not perfect. There is some things that are like some very like acting could be better, or just the acting is like, this is just kind of like you need something up to play off of a purpose, like something, or it looks obvious of what, I guess, the capture of like the tones of what goes on, the nuances of people, how their goals are the goals, or maybe that's also the way it plays to kind of like the theme, like you're like, are you not sure, are you sure, are you not sure, are you sure, kind of thing. But some of the stuff could have been done written better, but most of what I really did like, it really worked. You get this sense of sympathetic with certain like characters. You get a sense of the motive, at least, like, you give me some of the things and I can care enough. It really is just an interesting show. I've seen it get its acclaim, but it's really good. Like, it has a certain claim. I can't say it's really underrated, but it's still a really fun show. And like, if you like what is this from the universe, you should give it a shot. It's nice. Like, you still have the classic. The classic really is what it stands, but this show is a nice complement piece. It really is something, and I really want to see what this seasons lead on to. But as this like standalone season, there is some things that are like, okay, well, what happened to this arc and that arc and all that. But enough of what was completed, at least for the main actors. The main actors had a justification, and everything is just it assembles. It assembles nicely. You capture, like, you can read within the picture what needs to be taken, and then some things are like, yeah, like I kind of saw this, but it's still an expectation, like, oh, but that was really good, kind of thing. So yeah, there are certain keynotes, if you're aware, you could see what would go on. It's a nice way to, like, if you know film and you study it, you can tell. But still, if you just want to be casual, you still want to just be casual of seeing the show, being a fan, you'll still have a good time because there's enough things to cater to a lot of people. There's still that serious tone. I think it really is, at least I keep judging it from the first season. I think it's a nice balance of what a lot of people could relate to the show, and it just really is. It really is a really entertaining show. It's worth really investing. It's worth the investment. It's worth the binging. And yeah, it really is. It's still. I know it's interesting because of the bias I have. I get it, the bias and all, but still, with it, I think it's still one of the favorite shows in modern times. It really is in modern times. This is a show that really just that offers that kind of worth ability. Yeah, that worth and ability, and just I really do enjoy the show. Let me know, guys, what you thought of this season. Okay, how did this like season hold up for you guys? These are my thoughts and opinions, guys. This is really what I enjoy, just what I really enjoy of this series and all. So all this in the comments below. And as always, roll an empire, laugh, smile, repeat.